Hello, my name is Nilily8, and today I am going to show you how to build a very simple but still effective rooted dirt farm. I designed this rooted dirt farm all by myself because I wanted to use it to collect a whole bunch of rooted dirt to help with a terraforming project that I have coming up. Before we get into building this farm, you are going to want to make sure that you have a whole ton of any one of these blocks that I have in my hotbar right here. Grass blocks, dirt, coarse dirt, podzol, mycelium, moss, or clay. That is because any one of these blocks can be turned into rooted dirt when an azalea tree is grown on top of it. My block of choice is going to be moss, just because you can build a moss farm and have infinite moss, which turns into infinite rooted dirt. Every single item that you're going to be needing to build this farm is in my inventory here. You're going to need a building block of your choice. I chose polished andesite because it doesn't get turned into moss if I were to accidentally click the moss block with the bone meal instead of the azalea tree. You're also going to need about 15 pistons, 2 redstone repeaters, 2 observers, 2 note blocks, 4 redstone comparators, 2 blocks of redstone, 12 redstone dust, 4 hoppers, 2 levers. You're also going to need 3 rooted dirt to start out with. You're going to need the block of your choice, any one of these ones, to turn into the rooted dirt. You're going to need your azalea trees, which is another reason why I chose moss as a block to use, because the moss farm also gives you infinite azalea trees. So that's definitely something to think about as you're choosing which block you're going to use. And you're also going to need a lot of bone meal. As you can see by all of this andesite placed down on the ground here, I already built out the platform that my redstone is going to go on top of. Everything fits on here perfectly, so you're probably going to want to build this out for yourself. This is 10 blocks along this way and 12 blocks that way. This is the platform that all of your rooted dirt is going to end up on after you run the farm. This is a place where pistons are going to go to push that all along, so you're going to want that shape right there. You can go ahead and pause the video at any point to make sure that you have this built exactly this way. And oh man, it's raining, but I will still continue to show you the way this is built. These 3 blocks here is where you're going to be standing, and then you're going to be growing your azalea trees right here. Redstone timer will go here. So yeah, you can build all of that out and then build the farm on top of it. Alrighty, we are going to start off by placing a piston right here against that block right there, and then a repeater behind it with these little thingies towards the block. You don't want it to be that way around. That way around won't work, so you want to place it just like that. Then we need an observer behind the redstone repeater, and it needs to be facing like that, not the other way around, so that this little red dot is facing the repeater. And that means that this observer is going to be observing this note block. So we should place that in front of there, and the piston pulses like that. And on top of the note block, we need one of these little redstone dust things. Then next to that note block, we need a redstone comparator placed just like that. And on the other side, we need one there like that, and hoppers need to go in between them. And since this is going to be a hopper clock, these hoppers are going to be facing into each other, and to make that happen, you're going to want to place a hopper just like that. And you can see the funnel, it's going down, but on the side of it we'll shift and place that so that it is going into that hopper. Then we need to break this hopper and do the same thing. That way they are facing each other just like that. Then you are going to need pistons on top of those comparators, so we'll place them down just like that. I think these actually need to be sticky pistons, so never mind those pistons. I need to find some sticky pistons. There's my sticky piston like that. That way they will hold on to the redstone block that we need to put in the middle just like that. Then I need a redstone dust on top of there, and I need 10 little blocks inside of this item hoppers. So let's put 10 blocks aside real quick, and they will go in there, and your timer will turn on, and every time that goes through, that piston is going to pulse. This is what is going to push your rooted dirt blocks along as you grow your azalea tree when you're running the farm later on. In order to stop this timer, you're going to take your lever, put it right on the side of this block here, and flip it down. That will turn off the timer. All of the blocks will go ahead and rest inside of this hopper, and that makes it so that this piston is pushed. The redstone block is right there, and the hopper that the redstone block is on top of, this comparator is receiving a signal. It's on like that. That is important later. If that's not happening, your timer's not going to turn off when you flip this switch. I don't really know all the details of how that works. I'm not exactly a redstone expert, but if that's not glowing with that like that, if your blocks are in this hopper instead, it's never going to turn off. And it was very frustrating when that happened to me. Oops, I didn't mean to break that. Now, basically all I need to do is repeat this whole thing, but over here with more pistons. So I'm going to grab my regular pistons again. We don't need the sticky pistons for this bit, and they go right here in this spot. And we're going to make that, but bigger. Instead of just one piston there is 10 of them. So I need a repeater right about in the middle. I think it goes right there, and then redstone on top of here. You don't need to put it all the way to the end. Those pistons will still get fired. Behind this repeater, we need another observer with the little red thingy facing this way, just like that, and those pistons pulse once you get that in place. Another note block with the redstone dust on top, and again, you know it's working because it all pulses when the observer observes the note block. Then you need your comparators on either side here. I think it actually needs to go that way, just like that, and of course hoppers in the center with your sticky pistons, not the regular pistons, because it needs to stick to the redstone block. If I can get that placed in correctly there. Can't forget the redstone dust on the side and the redstone block in the middle. And instead of doing it the way I did it before, I'm actually going to have that redstone block right there, and I'm going to turn it on from the start, at least if I can, and we're going to put the blocks in there like this so that it doesn't turn on when I put the blocks in there. And we need a whole stack and a half in there like that, and that'll make this timer absolutely perfect. Since that redstone comparator is glowing like that, I know my timer is going to work. When I switch it on here, it will begin working. And to make the timing of this farm absolutely perfect, before you turn on that side and start using it, you're going to want to wait until those pistons pulse once. That is because I didn't actually get the timing with the blocks absolutely perfect, but waiting for that to pulse once before you turn this on will make it perfect. That way, a whole line of 10 rooted dirt will get there before that pushes that along, so that the whole thing here gets filled up. You'll get about 2 stacks plus 2 bits of rooted dirt when it's all done and finished, which that should be pulsing any minute now, and then that turns on, and then the timing for this farm is absolutely perfect. Now you can go ahead and start placing your moss blocks down and growing your azalea trees, which I am going to show you in a second here. I'm glad I've noticed this before I started actually trying to show you guys how to use this thing, although I would have noticed it very quickly because this is lined up completely wrong. My rooted dirt needs to go here so that this piston pushes the rooted dirt that way, but these pistons are in the way, so this needs to move backward by 1 block. I can tell that I made it wrong because there's 2 blocks of space here instead of 1. So I'll move this back real quick, and then I'll go ahead and show you how to actually use the farm. Now that I fixed that little mistake, let's go right over here and turn on that timer. And of course, as I was explaining earlier, we'll have to wait for the first pulse of the piston before we turn this timer on. There we go, that pulsed just like that, so I'll turn that on and we'll get our moss blocks prepared. So we'll put it there, azalea tree and a bone meal. We'll have to break that little log right there and do it all again. And eventually this will get all filled up there and we'll be able to harvest our rooted dirt. This is super exciting. I love this farm so much. The farm just pushed the first layer of blocks over right there, and you can see how it's going to fill that all up. Those will push all the way down there, and then those will push all the way down there. As I'm running the farm here, another thing that I would like to mention is that you can in fact stand on either side of this. Like I can stand on this side if I wanted to, or the other side, and this side honestly gets kind of a better view of what's going on. I can look over here and see how much more rooted dirt we need to put there and everything. And it is working out super nicely. I hope you guys like this farm. I hope you like the design for it and the tutorial that I've made, because this is done now. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I run this farm and do it all the way through. And as I kind of mentioned earlier, at least I think I did, but I'll mention it again, this whole thing, when it's done running through, you'll get 2 stacks of rooted dirt plus a couple more, which I think is a pretty good amount for running a farm one time. Like, it's not super duper insane levels of rooted dirt, but in my opinion this is so much better than just sitting down and doing this completely manually without having anything to push the blocks around for you. Once everything is filled in here, both of the timers will just like kind of seize up and they won't push anymore because it's at the push limit. So we can just go ahead and turn them off. Everything will reset for when you want to use it again, and you can go ahead and collect the rooted dirt that's there, except for these 3, because you will always need those 3 to start, and you'll end up with 2 stacks plus 2. Anyway, that is going to be the end of this video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Actually, before we end the video, let me turn it to daytime real quick. There we go, now you can actually see me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you like the rooted dirt farm. I hope it suits your needs perfectly. Anyway, if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so that you never miss when I upload any videos here on this channel. And I will see you next time. Goodbye!